everyone. Welcome inside the Red Earth Production Studios for this edition of YBMcast, Legion Baseball Talk. We've got a biggie here. Mid-South Regional happening down at Washington, Missouri, Ronsick Park. We've got Tennessee. We've got Columbia, Tennessee, Tupelo, Mississippi, Topeka, Kansas, Ellsbury, Missouri, Bryant, Arkansas, and Washington, Missouri playing in. And I got a couple guys going to take some time here to chat it up about it. Mr. Kent Getsee from Washington Post 218, hosting the Mid-South Regional, did all the heavy lifting to make all this happen.
Yeah, you can say that.
And down here, Jason Howard with Post 226, the state champs from Ellsbury. Again, Jason, congrats on that. Well-deserved. You guys played great baseball all last week.
Yes, sir. We greatly appreciate that. Coach, great job this year in bringing home that state title.
It was a lot of fun. Kent, I want to get to you because I know you guys have short time, and I appreciate you taking your time to do this here. We are live here, and we're heading into this. Talk to the folks about what they're going to see. What do we got? Entrance fee, all that kind of stuff. What's going on? What are they expecting when we come down there to watch a baseball game?
Yeah, well, the park will have a little bit different vibe when people get there. We got basically professional barricades are put up with advertising on every barricade. So the players will be brought from the hotel in a shuttle that we have paid for. They'll get dropped off right at the edge of the gate. They walk right on up. They go into the park. Prior to coming to the park, they'll be taken to a private practice field to get loose. So one team will go over to Washington High School. Another team will go over to Borgia. They'll have about 45 minutes to go in the cage, take ground balls on the infield, whatever they want to do over there to get loose. They'll get dropped off at the park about 45 minutes to an hour before their game starts, and then they'll get in their dugout and get loose. Just maybe loosen up just a little bit more, than get their in and out done. And we'll have a veteran throwing out a pitch before every game. So you asked me about entrance fees. Obviously, coaches and players enter free, but it's a $10 gate fee. No coolers, no pets through the gate. And then we got a mountain of Mid-South souvenirs. If anybody wants to take home a keepsake, we'll have all kinds of stuff: hats, shirts, baseballs, lanyards, things like that. So, we're trying to do it. As we've talked about before, I've been very fortunate enough to have been to a few of them, and I know what people really talk about, what they like, to see when they arrive, and we'll have that for them. We also have a program that is available that has all the teams in it with their pictures and some ads from our sponsors and stuff. So it'd be kind of cool.
Very good. Well, we're going to be following along. We're going to be updating information and whatnot. So we're looking forward to it. Jason, what are you talking to your kids about here, experience-wise? I mean, it's another step up in, I don't like to use the word necessarily pressure, but you're still, it's another level.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I tell you what, I told you that, on paper we had a heck of a team, and if we do what we're supposed to, and us make it, but it's definitely a whole another level. Definitely feel a little bit of the pressure, but like I told our guys, it's hey man, moment, soak it up, man. And we're 42-3 is, that's been a heck of a year. But we want to keep going, right? I told them the other day, at practice on Sunday, we got a baseball game.
Sorry.
And that's,
one thing I want to say real quick, Jason, you're
yes,
cutting
sir.
in and out pretty good there. So I don't know if it's
okay.
Your Wi-Fi there and what that is, but so I don't know
pretty
if you
good.
wanna...
So I don't know if it's the speak. don't know if I could change the settings or what we got going on here.
Yeah, you might look at that real quick. I hate to do that because you were cutting out
No,
there.
I appreciate you telling me that. Don't want to make anybody to miss out saying.
And we watched. We were there. We live streamed the state championships for Missouri American Legion baseball. Love to have done. We had an opportunity, but our schedules didn't align. We're going to be following though with this Ellsbury. We watched. Kent, you're very well aware of championship teams. Your team is there as a host bid. I'm looking at Tupelo in this Mid-South as well. This is a solid team out of Mississippi. I know a little bit about Topeka, what we saw there. Talk to us about some of these teams, your impression, and I'm sure you've gotten to talk to some of the coaches a little bit. What's your thoughts going into this?
Yeah, I haven't necessarily gotten to talk to any of the coaches over there because we've been so busy, over at the park getting things ready. We have people stationed over there that are talking to, the coaches when they get off the bus and stuff. But I can tell you right now, the Louisiana team is gonna be a team everybody should keep their eye on. I know that they have 5 Division I players on their team. I think Mississippi is going to be a close second based on our research and because we're in tune with what's going on at the hotel over there. They have between Louisiana and Mississippi. There's 3 different 2 different colleges and 1 professional scout team coming to watch those 2 teams play.
Wow!
So I'm sure they're pretty good. But it's just how. Go out, you play good defense, and it could be a guy that's going to LSU, and you beat him 1 or 2 to nothing, you win the game. I mean, we've done it. We've been fortunate enough to have done it. Surprise teams like that ourselves. So, they're not, teams like that aren't unbeatable. They're not undefeated on the season. So you just have to, play a good game right out of the chute.
Well, we're looking at, and this is what I like to see. And I know you guys on Washington, I know you got pitching, you still got Candlebinder there. And I didn't have enough time. I've got all these papers around me. But looking at, just from what I saw from Ellsbury with pitching wise, you're leading off there with Woodson, Speak, Weaver, Creech. You've got some serious arms to deal with, I think, good hitters. And that's what it takes. If you're deep enough pitching wise, Kent, in a tournament like this, that's the key, isn't it?
Oh yeah. I mean, you got to get off on the right foot in every game. If you spiral out of control in the first couple of innings, good teams just don't let you back in. It has to be a slugfest to the final inning, and then hope things go your way at the back end of the game. I mean, last year we had only lost 1 game in the entire season, and we ended up losing 2 games to the same team, Paragould, Arkansas. So you can run into a buzzsaw, but those 2 games we played with Paragould were close games. We lost by 2 runs and I think 3 runs. But again, you just can't have an inning. We gave up, I think it was in the 3rd inning of the second time we gave up like 3 runs and we were down 3-0. And that's just, in those kind of games, it's really tough. Like you're not going to, it's going to be rare if you're going to post up a crooked number in an inning. It'll be rare.
Jason, you guys, like I said, we saw you guys at the tournament. What are your thoughts going into this? And pitching wise, you guys have that depth. Have you looked at some of these teams? Have you had a chance to look at some of these guys and who you're facing that way? Yeah, we can't hear you at all, buddy. That's a bummer. That's a struggle. I'm sorry. We'll try and see if he can get that corrected there.
Well, I can speak for Jason because I've seen him play enough. I can tell you that I can tell you that they have the arms. They have the quality arms to actually go deep in this. The question is, what do the other teams have? I mean, that's always going to be the question when it's not the first two games. The first two games, everybody's going to have a good arm. It's when you get to the third, the fourth, and the fifth game is when you're going to figure out, whether you have the metal to take it to the house.
Yeah. And as you said, Kent, as you're talking, here you got these scouts coming and looking. I think that's a huge thing because I think it bodes well for some of the guys for Missouri. Although, Creech is already at Jeffco, Gavin Woodson at Mineral Area. These guys are all 85 plus, and what they have and what they bring to the table as far as pitching is concerned. Talk to us about your Washington squad. I know you guys aren't as deep as you were last year. So where do you feel, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, we have we got a couple of good arms. What would have been starting pitchers throughout the course of their careers that we're going to have available, for our first two games, and then we're going to have a couple of guys that hopefully can get a start for us and get us deep into the games that maybe haven't been starters traditionally. That's kind of been our deal, but I mean, we are just speaking the truth here with you. We're banged up. I mean, Reagan Condell-Bender probably will not field at all during this tournament. We've had Drew Eckhoff, who's been struggling with his back a little bit, so he's been limited in what he could do, and it's just Noah Hendrickson will be back and he will be playing on Wednesday, but it'll be the first game he's played in over a month. So we're gonna piece it together. We've been practicing hard, and he's been back full speed, since we've been for the last 7-8 days. So, hopefully we play a good game and don't give up any crooked numbers and, figure it out.
There you go. Jason, do we have you back? I'm sorry, we don't. I'm sorry, buddy. Man, that's a bummer. We had you without the headphones, and I don't know if it was something in your headphones there or something that didn't work. But, these matchups early on, Columbia Post 19 is going to be taking on Tupelo. Now, some of these things, and I'm going to be real honest, going into this, I looked at the Tennessee Post. There was only 3 teams played in Tennessee at that. So I don't know what other level of competition Tennessee was playing there, the state champs there. And like I said, I'm talking specifically from not knowing other than what I've seen there. Tupelo, though, these people have put up some numbers year in, year out. These are some 4-time champs and things like that going in. And looking at this squad, I think that's going to be, as you said, they look pretty good. You got Topeka. Go ahead, Kent.
Well, I was going to say it's kind of a mixed bag because you really, you can't really put your finger on what these teams have because of the number of other posts that they have. You can kind of look at their record. I know that Tennessee and Mississippi have already played once this year. It was a 3-1 win for Tennessee, if I remember correctly. But that was one game that they played. I mean, Tennessee has 3 teams at AAA level. I think Mississippi only has 5 teams at AAA level. Oklahoma, same thing, 5 teams at AAA level, if I remember correctly when you're looking at it. So, they're year in and year out. You see some repeat offenders like Oklahoma is the Ada Braves. It's either them or, Oklahoma is the Ada Braves, right? I mean, they're in it almost every year. But you can never tell, what competition they had. So, we'll see. Everybody puts their pants on one leg at a time, figure it out. That's why we're playing.
And that's what I think. This is what's somewhat unique, and you hope. And as we've been talking, and what we've been doing here in Missouri with Legion Baseball, I hope that we can we want these other groups to watch. Legion Baseball is still a wonderful place, and I love this thought process here as we've grown this here. We had a great state tournament. There was some really good baseball played at this state tournament, as it was last year, Kent, when you guys won that one. Really high-level baseball. The pitching was good. Moberly played some very good baseball. I thought Oak Grove showed big. And, they put out, they played really good baseball through the whole weekend or the week. And when you come back to this, I'm looking forward to seeing how, like a Black Sox team, that Arkansas team, the Louisiana team, where do we fare? Where is American Legion Baseball with Missouri in comparison to some of these other teams? And what does that look like? Because I think you guys showed very well last year, Kent.
Yeah. Well, this tournament and onto the World Series, you have to take a little bit with a grain of salt. And I'm going to tell you why. Last year, we were in Alabama, in Pelham, Alabama. And the Troy team, if you can fathom this, Troy, Alabama, where they're located, if you draw a circle around where they are, 100 out, they pull players from 100 miles away from there. That would be like me pulling players from Jason's team and Jason pulling players from my team. So, so when you start looking at, say, Louisiana, that only has 3 teams in the entire state, you can start to figure out how many players they can actually go out and recruit and get on a team. If you have a quality program, you're a quality coach, you can play with 12 players, but as long as they agree to be on your roster, you can bring them all the way to Washington, Missouri, even though they may have only played 2 games for you, just because it might be somewhere 100 miles away. So you have to understand what's actually happening with some of these teams and some of these programs, and just take it for what it is. You go, we put our best foot forward, we have some fun to play. If we can pull it off, we pull it off. But understand, that it's not as simple as everybody's only drawing from 60 miles from their house.
We got Kent Getsee and Jason Howard joining us on the Prime Sports Midwest call-in link. Jason, well, let's try this one more time, Jason.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, perfect. I backed out of the call. Back in it, man. That was crazy. I felt like I had something to say too, but obviously I just look like a goofball.
No, man, no.
But
you're good.
Yeah, I touch on some of the questions you asked earlier about us. We're doing our team and stuff. Just kind of quick hitter of what I said. On to what Kent just said about the plan and what you pull in St. Louis area. We're competing, with some other teams, a lot of teams around, to pull the players in. But we told our players, let's go out here, to have some fun, man. Just do what we've been doing all year. Go out here, play the M.O.A.L.B, it up. Never been here before, man. History, and why not keep making history?
Might as well.
We're going to go out there and give it all, like Ken said, man. That's all you can do here.
I think it's a great opportunity. I think, last year watching the Washington squad, you had talent. I think, a couple of plays here and there, as Kent said, close ball games. You're in the Final Four. I think, Jason, you guys got the pitching to compete. Whether you win or not, that's another, I think that comes up to that goes to the bats offensively. When you're talking about, then if you got pitching to compete, can you, Kent, as you said, and Jason, you can speak to that. He said, can you put up some crooked numbers? And that's where it becomes the challenge, right?
Yeah, crooked numbers are rare in this. Unless there's just a huge disparity, like a team. Quite honestly, I heard that Oklahoma showed up with 11 players. So they may have lost, some of their guys that had to go off to college or whatever, and who knows what a team may end up with when they get here.
Yeah, I mean, pitching. I think everybody's going to have some pitching and pitching depth, and I think you're going to see a lot of 1-0, 2-1, 3-2 ball. Yes, I mean, some good baseball. And I mean, everybody's got to, and they're going to probably use them up first couple rounds, I'd assume.
Yeah, and folks, just an FYI, if you can't make it out to the ballpark, we hope you do. Live stream STL. Go to the Missouri American Legion Baseball website. Go to the state tournament page at the top. All that information is there where you can get to watch and see. So we have that information up as well.
And I would also say they can also go to post218baseball.com. The links are right there for not only the tournament page, but also on the homepage, there's a live stream link for them to click.
There you go. We have the live stream link up as well, so everything is there. Wherever you want to go, folks, make sure you're checking it out. I think there's going to be a lot of good baseball support. We got 2 Missouri teams in it, for one. Might as well, go out and support. Looking forward to it and paying attention to what's going on there. Guys, I want to let you go because I know you both are busy. You got Jason. I'm very sorry. We'll catch up with you again. And
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
hopefully on your way to Shelby.
Yeah, I mean,
hey now,
I think that's both of our plans, right? Hey, I think that's both of our plans, right? I mean,
I was wondering if I was going to get that or not.
Right, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Jason's the state champion. You got to give him that one.
I love that because Kent's way too competitive to let that go.
That's right.
We've been battling for years. We know that all too well about each other.
That's right. No doubt.
I love it because, and we've been looking at some of these other teams, and like I said, I think there's some really good competition. It's interesting you said they only showed up with 11 kids from Oklahoma. That's going to be tough. I don't care that depth-wise at this level.
Yeah.
That's tough. My goodness.
Yeah, and it doesn't get any easier for them. They're playing Louisiana out of the chute, so.
Hey, good luck with that.
Yeah.
You guys, I know Washington. You've got the Bryant Black Sox to start off with. Is that correct, Kent?
Yep.
And Jason, you guys got Topeka post 420 a little bit. They were in that MoCan showdown. They went 1-2 in that showdown. They won the state championship there in Kansas. It'll be interesting to see what they've got in the tank for you guys. So I'm looking forward to it. Kent, always, man, I appreciate it. And again, Kent, congrats and thanks for all the hard work and what you've done up there to get this off, buddy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I'm getting, when I come on the show, you give me the credit, but we actually had a gentleman, his name is Trent Hendrickson, that did it all, basically. I mean, I do my part. He knows what my bandwidth is, but I mean, he did all the fundraising. He's done all the organization. My wife and our past post 218 moms, not the ones on this year, but from like 2005. They've been working on our opening ceremony, and they're serving at the opening banquet tonight for the players. So it's
that's awesome. We all really appreciate it.
So Trent Hendrickson, did you say?
Trent Hendrickson.
Kudos.
Is that Noah's dad?
It is.
Yeah.
Well,
awesome,
he had 3 sons. He had 3 sons that came through the program. And each one of them won a state championship at some level.
Wow, there you go. That's impressive, and I'm excited for it to be here. We're looking forward to it, guys. Good luck to both teams. Honestly, good luck to both of you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Congratulations to both coaches and
Okay.
Oh, hang on. Who is it? So that was Blackwell. Yeah, Scott says congrats to both you guys. It was a post up. We're watching live. So he said congrats, from Eureka Post 177. Good luck to both you guys.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, they had a good showing this past week, and we'll catch up with those guys. And gentlemen, again, thanks very much for your time. We'll let you get out of here. Hang in there, everybody. Just a minute. We're going to talk a little bit about the tournament to finish it up.
Okay. See you guys.
Take care, Jason.
Thanks, guys.
Kent, good luck, guys.
We'll see you shortly, Kent.
You bet. Guys, thanks. This is a big deal for us. We appreciate everybody, Kent and Jason, coming on. Appreciate that shout out from Eureka Post 177. They had a good tournament. They had a good state tournament. I want to give some kudos to Eureka. The biggest thing was that offensively they had some guys that a little sporadic. They were right in there. Just couldn't quite get the runs they needed in places. Oak Grove, I thought, played pretty well overall. They had some guys that come up big in spots, but they just ended up running out of pitching as we talk about the depth. I thought Eureka had a little more depth, but just in the middle of that order, they just couldn't find some of the hits they needed to score the runs to get themselves over the hump. But they played some really tremendous baseball. I thought Brody Hunt played very well. Barnett, yes, at the top of that order for Eureka, Brett Barnett. I thought he had a great tournament, played very well defensively. He was good at the top of that order. They just couldn't. He was 4 for 10 for the tournament, hit 400 for the tournament. Just guys couldn't. They didn't have enough behind. They'd have one here, Ty Monk. He struggled. It's a big bat in their lineup. Jackson Skaggs had a few here and there, but Oliver Orendane had a big game, but they just couldn't string enough together to really kind of put it, because I thought Eureka had a pretty good opportunity there. Sometimes that's what it is. Offense, man. Offense is hanging crooked numbers and getting those things. The Outlaws, Dom Metcalf. I want to give a shout out to Dom Metcalf. I thought Andrew Abernathy, the catcher for that Outlaws team, those two guys played some really good baseball. Max Hill in the 3-hole, that kid can swing it. And then you had, of course, Moberly, second place. Nolan Samuel played very well. Ashton Hunt in center field. That young man took one into chops in the championship game, right in the nose. He was okay though, but he played very well. Jackson Angle pitched a heck of a ball game against Ellsbury, coming up short though. That Ellsbury team, they're just good. But I thought in that Cooper Harvey, Anthony Ford, Carson Fletcher, Luke Waltimate, I thought had a really good tournament for Moberly. And those guys at the bottom of the order, we even had them as a player of the game. Cade Baum, it was Luke Waltimate and Connor Haynes. In that one game, man, they were just hitting fools. Really drove that team past Oak Grove in getting to that championship game. Just come up a little short. So it was a great tournament. I think it's going to be fun watching this team. Like I said, that Tupelo team, I know the Louisiana team is there. That Tupelo team, they were 4 regional runner-ups, 2011 Mid-South Regional Champs, 2021 Southeast Regional Champs, 2011 National runner-up. They got 2 active MLB alums, so that's a squad that's got some folks in it, and it's going to be interesting to see how they come out of this tournament. I'm going to do something real quick. I want to look and see if we can do this. I was trying to get to finding some of these teams here. Yes, it's Bossier, Bossier, Louisiana. So I'm not quite sure. And Ada, Oklahoma, I've never heard of Bossier. Have you? So that's, hang on one second. American, I'm just Legion, Bossier, Louisiana. Oops. Let's see. Boss, your Phillies. Shreveport area, Drew. Okay. Yep, there it is. So this will be interesting. This is an interesting team here. Players are Colton Smith, Parkway, Tanner Webb, Cade Moore, Carthage, Texas, Abel Thetford. I can't believe these are people on this team. Most of the players are current or former players on high school teams from Northwest Louisiana, including 7 from Benton. 3 are from Northeast Texas teams. Benton's Dane Peavy is one of the coaches. So you've got some kids coming from some. That'll be interesting to see, is kind of what Kent said there. So I don't know. That'll be interesting to see how that all boils out. I'm going to take those headphones off now so my ears quit sweating since they're off. But Missouri American Legion Baseball, I think we got 2 quality teams. I know, as Kent said, they're fighting some injuries. But the starting pitching for Ellsbury, I think, can compete very well with anybody. These guys can pitch, and they know what to do. They know how to do it. They're competitors. And so I think they got as good an opportunity to go up there and play with these teams. We'll just have to see. Tomorrow it starts. Game 1 is at 9:30 a.m. That's Tennessee and Mississippi. Game 2 is Louisiana and Oklahoma. They got a doubleheader. And then you got Ellsbury plays at 3 o'clock against Topeka, Kansas. And then Washington finishes out the evening 7 p.m. At Ronsick Park for Game 4. Then on Thursday, you have the Game 1 and 3, Game 3 loser at 9:30. Game 2 and Game 4 losers. So they start, the winners play Game 7 and 8 in the afternoon, 3 p.m. And so that Game 3 and 4 winner, they will face off against Game 1 and Game 2 winners. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see how tomorrow grinds out. We wanted to get this in, get a look at these teams, get a look and see what it is. We hope you enjoyed that. Appreciate Kent Getsee and all his work. Trent Hendrickson, all the baseball moms. We love baseball moms, because without baseball moms, none of this stuff gets done, folks. So make sure you check out our Baseball Moms podcast with Jen Maryberry, Tiffany DeManuel. They're always talking about this stuff. We got to try and get, you know what, Drew? We'll have to do that. We'll catch up with Kent, and we'll get these ladies and what they did and how much work they put in. We need to get them on the show, don't we? Yes, we do. And they can chat it up, because hey, without the baseball moms, man, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't get done. So we appreciate the ladies and what they do for the game of baseball. So shout out to all the Missouri American Legion posts. It was a great season. We enjoyed. We're not going anywhere. We'll be back next week with Legion Baseball Talk. We'll be talking about the Mid-South Regional and what's going on, what's next there for Shelby. Hopefully we have a team rolling in that way. I don't care, in that respect, whether it's Washington or Ellsbury. I'd love to see a Missouri team get there. But we will see what happens. So until then, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day in the Lord. All you pitchers, remember, keep throwing strikes, and hitters, hit them where they ain't. Good luck to Ellsbury, Washington. We'll see you next week.